Well, joining me now is Florida Congressman Byron Donalds and Mike Huckabee, the former governor of the great state of Arkansas. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining here tonight. Governor, I want to start with you. First of all, Merry Christmas. Joe Biden, unity. I'm just not buying it after 2 years of what we saw happen.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, Jason, and to the congressman. It was just amazing to watch him say that. This is the guy who went before Independence Hall and essentially denigrated half the country and said that all of us who voted Republican, who were Trump supporters, that we were a threat to democracy, that we were dangerous people. This is insane. And then he goes and tries to pretend that he's Mr. Unity. But he's the guy that not only has been after Republicans, but he goes after many government employees like the Border Patrol agents when he talked about how horrible they were when they were on the horses. Turns out what they did was perfectly fine. But this is not a unifying president, and it's a real tragedy. But the greater tragedy, Jason, is the media. They let him get away with it. They never call him out, ever.
Yeah, no, there is no accountability, no challenge, and they just let it keep sailing by. Congressman, I want to talk about the omnibus. It just happened. The appropriations bills are supposed to be done by September. Democrats have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. But I want you to listen to Senator Coons. Senator Coons didn't even really know what was in the bill, but he voted for it.
You ever look at it and say, we've overdone it?
Well, Joe, I voted for the omnibus, and I'm proud to support it, but I don't like the process. I don't know exactly what every other member of the Senate has put in the bill.
Congressman, I mean, this is the problem. Nobody could have possibly read it. It's more than 4,000 pages. You had less than 48 hours to look at it.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, nobody read this bill. This was something that was shoved down our throats. About 4 or 5 people negotiated most of what was in it. Staffers basically wrote the thing through the midnight hours. Then we're told, hey, you got to hurry up and do this or the government is going to shut down. And here's the problem with this. You know, we've sent another $45 billion or so to Ukraine. No accountability whatsoever. We're spending $400 million to secure the border for 7 countries in the Middle East. But in the same bill, there is a prohibition of any money that goes to Homeland Security from being used to actually enhance border security here in the United States. So we're saying expressly no funding of border security here at home, but we're going to do it for 7 other countries abroad. It was a terrible deal. And listen, it's the holiday season. Christmas is here. But what makes this worse is that you had Senate Republicans who cut a deal with Joe Biden and with Nancy Pelosi when they didn't have to. That's the one thing that is so outrageous about it.
Yeah, they needed to get to 60 votes. They only could do it with Republicans. They could have waited 2 weeks till the cavalry was coming over the hill and Republicans were controlling the House. But nope, that's not what they did. All right, I got to move on because there's another grievance here, Governor, that I want to address with you. Kamala Harris is reportedly complaining that the media doesn't adequately cover, quote, the strength of her leadership, telling Confidence last year that the media would cover her differently if she was a white man. What's your reaction to the vice president's comments?
Well, if she was a white man, they would have covered her differently, but they would have excoriated her for the word salad speeches that she gives. You know, the saddest thing about her speeches, where she takes a word and cycles it over and over within a 50-word phrase, is just embarrassing. That the truth is somebody wrote that speech for her. She didn't just give it on the cuff. And taxpayers are on the hook to pay somebody to write speeches that are honestly worse than a third-grade student council speech. It's just incredible. So she should be grateful that the press isn't paying that much attention to her, because if they were, she'd really be in trouble.
No, great point. Congressman, you're just finishing up your first term. You've seen it up close and personal. When I came into Congress in 2009, Nancy Pelosi was the speaker. Guess what? Same plan. Waited till about December 23rd to pass out this monstrosity of a bill. Same plan, not an accident. But what's your impression after 2 years there in the Congress?
Washington is completely broken. The members don't even legislate. They're not sitting around crafting out what appropriation bills look like. The biggest misconception for the American people to understand is that there are bells that are embedded in the clocks all through the Capitol. And when the bells ring, that's when everybody knows it's time to head to the floor and vote. And instead of actually legislating, we spend our times pushing buttons. And it's a complete joke. Congress has to be reformed. The committee process has to actually work again. Members need to have actual debate and actually deal with these legislative and appropriation topics in a timely manner. We shouldn't be waiting until the week of Christmas to figure out how you're going to fund the government. We should be, frankly, doing that work starting next month, February, and March, so that when it comes time for next September, the bills are basically written and we know where we're going to go. You can make some adjustments later down the line. But it's not working for Americans. And that is why voters continue to be frustrated, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. They are frustrated that Washington isn't getting the job done. And I can tell you after 2 years, the way this place works, it is an atrocity and it doesn't work.
Governor, do you have anything to add on to that? I've only got a few seconds here.
A few seconds is all it will take. Amen. Let's put Byron in some form of serious leadership. What he just said, every American is saying, go for it. So, yes, amen and amen.
Hey, listen, thanks, Governor. I appreciate that one. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Merry Christmas.
You know, the one good thing is,
amen to that. Now, the good thing is Nancy Pelosi gave her final speech. And I got to cut off this segment by letting you hear what she had to say on her way out the door.
I urge strong bipartisan aye vote, yield back the balance of my time, and wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe New Year. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever it is you celebrate.
Happy Kwanzaa? Happy Kwanzaa? Whatever. All right, Congressman Donalds, Governor Huckabee, have a wonderful Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.